back to More Life. I'm Jody Dean. Now, we'll have a brand new episode for you next week, so make sure you let me know about any stories you know of when it comes to good people doing great things for others. My email address again is jody@jodydean.com, or you can find our Facebook page and share them there. Now, let's wrap up the best of More Life.
I know you people don't want to stand in this hot sun any longer and just look at me. I never liked being called the most decorated soldier. There were so many guys who should have gotten medals and never did. And the real heroes of the war are those who never came back. I'm not brave. I was scared before every battle. People are very quick to ridicule others for showing fear. But we rarely know the secret springboards behind human actions. You may want to be brave, but your spirit can desert you when things get really rough. Only you find that you can't let your comrades down. The man who shows great fear today may be tomorrow's hero. I'll tell you what bravery really is. Bravery is just a determination to do a job that you know has to be done. I did what I had to do. You lead from the front. In 1948, I returned to France at the invitation of the French government. It was still a war-ravaged country, but this time there was something different. I didn't know what it was until one morning when I was taken to the grounds of a small French school. The children had been assembled in the play yard. They were grouped close together and arranged in wobbly little rows, their dark heads bobbing around like flower buds on long stems. One of the teachers rapped for silence. Kids' faces were scrubbed and bright in the sunshine. The teacher raised her arms for a moment. There was no sound. Then the teacher brought her arms down, and the kids began to sing. I knew why I felt at home. The spirit of freedom was hovering over the play yard as it did all over France at the time. The people had recovered their independence and their children were grateful. They were singing in French, but the melody was freedom, and any American could understand that. The true meaning of America, you ask? It's in a Texas rodeo, in a policeman's badge, in the sound of children laughing, in a political rally, in a newspaper. In all these things and many, many more, you'll find America. America, at that moment, never meant more to me.
Ron Chapman is one of this area's most iconic broadcasters, a Hall of Famer, whose voice North Texans awakened to for decades. Now in his 80s, he was home with his wife several years ago when suddenly the man who'd become a legend by talking realized he couldn't.
The Dallas Dandy, the Fort Worth Wonder.
Nearly 8 years after surviving a major stroke, the always indomitable Chapman has never thought of giving up.
Not an option. If you don't have the recovery, then where are you?
Rehab and recovery were difficult, so much so that the man who once never seemed at a loss for words had to relearn almost everything, including how to swallow.
It was a matter of holding the Adam's apple.
Chapman, who admittedly tended to bend everyone and everything else to his will, surprised even himself with his tenacity.
And you learned to be very careful.
But is Chapman's experience a useful example of what can happen when humility and determination combine?
Wow. Boy, that's a big question.
Chapman is hopeful. He has reason to be. During his time, he was far and away the most listened to voice in Dallas-Fort Worth radio, offering comfort spanning the years, from the Kennedy assassination through 9/11. And he's seen us come back every time.
And that's the good news.